probably like the most serious dude in the clan. And then I seen you on like the Dave Chappelle show, and that shit blew me a little bit because I was like, yo, this dude's mad funny. How come that doesn't normally come off your music?
I don't know. I mean, I'm serious when I write, you know, but I do have a sense of humor. I like to have fun. I like to joke. I think that the Dave Chappelle thing, you know, it was cool to do that because we were being ourselves. You know, we were, I mean, we were somewhat acting, but we were being RZA and Jizza, and it was all fun, and you know, it wasn't like a reach for us. We weren't being like going outside our character, and it was a funny skit. I thought it was funny. Like, I mean, you know, to have, you know, Wu-Tang trying to handle people's finances.
Yeah, that shit was hilarious, yo.
So, I mean, it was a good experience. It was funny, you know. Also, I don't know if you saw Coffee and Cigarettes.
I know you was in. I didn't see the whole joint though.
You didn't see that?
Nah, I didn't see that.
Yeah, that was myself, RZA, and Bill Murray. It was just as funny as the Dave Chappelle thing, you know. So, and we were RZA and Jizza in that also. So it was kind of cool. I mean, I like to laugh, have fun. You know, I take MCing serious, but I like to laugh and have fun also.
You know? Yeah, no doubt.
Bug out every now and then.
Word. Well, the one thing I wanted to talk about, like, start off how you used to go around back in the days, just like battling cats and shit like that. And there was like one rumor, like you and Jay-Z battled one time. You know what I'm saying? Like, is there any truth to that? And if so, like, what was the outcome of that one?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we it wasn't like a battle, but we came across each other's paths. Actually, it was me and Dirty.
Okay.
We ran into Jay-Z in Bushwick. We used to go to the Ansar Rule of Law community. It was like this whole community of Muslims. And we used to go down there and buy the wheat pizza, and then they also had this talent thing where they used to have a talent show with competition every week. We wasn't performing against each other, but we just happened to run into them one time out there.
Right.
And he was like, yeah, we MC, yeah, you MC, you know, and then we went back and forth with a couple of darts, you know. And that was that. You know, he was very arrogant at the time, you know.
At the time.
At the time. He still is. He was very cocky. We weren't as cocky, but we was just as confident. That, you know, so we both had the vibe like, yeah, you know, like, I ain't really do nothing to me. And he had that, you know, we had the same type of attitude, but it was all cool. You know, he was rhyming much, much faster. You remember how he used to rhyme?
I remember how he used to rhyme like that, yeah.
He was super fast back then, but, you know, he's a clever MC. He always got it. I mean, he's still nice, you know. I give it to him, you know. He put his work in. And that was that, though. It wasn't like a Kumo D, Busy Beat.
Yeah, right.
We just went back and forth with a few verses, and that was that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know. But he was asked about it on MTV. Sway asked him in the interview. He's like, "Come on, man, you beat Genius. You battled with Jizza."
Right.
Then he was like, "You beat Genius," and then Jay-Z was like, "Come on, man."
Yeah, see, that's how I was like, I had to throw that out
there.
That
same arrogant cockiness, you know, but he didn't really answer the question, but at the same time, he made it like, "Come on, man."
Yeah.
Like, come on. But you know, real hardcore lyrical cats know. You know, if you wanna, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's why I had to throw it out there.
But you know, I don't play when it comes to writing.
Word. Like one thing we had did an interview with Deck, and like one thing he told us was like you kind of taught him how to keep his freestyle and sentences, and I see like, you know, definitely like how you write. It's almost like an essay. You know what I mean? Like did you always write like that and like that complete structure, or did you kind of like grow into that?
Yeah, I always write like that. I mean, I'm even stronger now as far as writing lyrically. I'm even up a notch or two. But yeah, I told Deck that a while ago. He flashed it back on me. He says, you know, I just learned from Jizza when he said, just write sentences, just write strong sentences. And I mean, what I grew up is, you know, knowing to be freestyle, because I know you mentioned freestyle. It didn't mean off the head.
Right.
So freestyle was never that for myself. Freestyle was just rhyming about anything, no particular subject. You know, I'm not great off the head rhymer. You know, I really don't do that. I don't have skills. I'm spontaneous, but I just don't. I don't really be getting down like that. Mm-hmm. You know, I like to write and craft my work, and I think a lot of freestyle stuff or off the head stuff is corny nowadays, and then it just be killing me sometimes. Like usually I'm doing a show, I'm somewhere, someone in the crowd be like freestyle. You know, they want to hear me rhyme off the head,
right,
say something, and I don't really. I'm not saying I don't respect that because there's a few cats. I heard one or two cats like from the whole history of MCing that was really, really nice off the head. Mm-hmm. Then everything else was just bullshit to me.
Right.
Really. You know, I mean, I watch BET Freestyle Fridays. I'm like, this is ridiculous, man. They rather have two dudes come on here and just go off the head, not curse. You know, go off the head and not curse, which is hard for a lot of MCs. Period.
Right.
You know, because you're saying whatever comes to your mind, but I don't really respect that. I respect something that's crafted. I'd rather hear something well written. That's unless you're really spitting something off the head and it's sounding all right. Other than that, it's like, you know. And then, you know, especially the movie like 8 Mile.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good flick. But as far as battling, it kind of brought more of that freestyle stuff out. Which really kind of messed it up because, you know, the majority of the people that's battling each other is like, look at your shoes, kid. You know, all that. Yeah. Your mom's this. And, you know, that shit is annoying. Man.
Yeah.
You know, look at his coat. You know, and all these corny assemblies, you know, fake metaphors, which is really not metaphors.
Right.
So, that's kind of weak.
Yeah, I don't really fuck with
that. Kind of weak. I respect something that's, you know, like, if you take, for instance, the dart that Jadakiss threw at 50, he wasn't talking about his physical appearance, clothes, looks. He was spitting, though, you know?
Right.
He was really, I mean, in my opinion, you know, he was really spitting some stuff. He kept his flow, you know, and didn't get all into anything personal, nothing physical, you know, as far as, you know, didn't get into all that, but he kept it on some lyrical stuff. And, you know, for battling, that's what it always was for us through the years. And, you know, but for me, it's about just writing strong lines and writing catchy stuff that's witty, unpredictable, you know, that just stands out, not just a whole bunch of similes. I'm tall like this, I'm bad like that. You're a Volkswagen, I'm a Bentley.
Right.
You know, that's corny. So, you know, it's about being brief with something, but having it just as powerful. You know, I always say I could take, you know, what the average MC is saying 10 lines, I could say in 4 lines. And still be more visual, you know, than majority that's out there. You know, I can't take it from everybody, but, you know, that's what MCing is for me.
You know, I feel like I've really noticed that more, and I think, like, you know, like I said, I've been reading a lot of your stuff, and just, you know, I've always, like, thought about it in the back of my head. Like, I'll be listening to some joints, and you be flowing, and you be like, I mean, it always felt like it was too short, you know what I mean? Even we were talking about Liquid Swords, like, we almost felt like the album was almost too short, but then, like, I started piecing it together, like, yo, I said what I had to say. That's, you know what I mean?
That's good. I mean, that's good when you, I think that's a good thing when
you leave people wanting more.
When you put out an album, people want more, because normally I always spit, you know, I always kick 16 bars. I mean, I never go below 16. I mean, some songs I may have did 8. You know, like Triumph, I did about 8.
Right.
Because there was so many of us on there. But I usually go 16. I mean, if you take a song like Killer Hills, that's probably like 50-something bars straight through. You know, you take a song like Queen's Gambit, 50-something bars. You know, all those songs, like Labels and all that, straight through, at least 50 bars or more. But, you know, I usually do 16. What I mean that I don't try to cut it short and say, you know what, I'm going to just do 4 bars.
Right.
But my point is, if you're going to do 16, make your 16 seem like 32.
Right.
And not, I mean, because with a lot of, I love talking about hip-hop and rhyming. And what a lot of MCs do, you know, thinking they're visual, they put too many unnecessary details into the rhyme. He rang the bell, and I walked to the door. I opened it. He was looking at me up and down. And,
right.
You know, I told him to come in, sit at the table. I went and poured a drink. You know, come on, man.
Right.
So you should be able to say all that. It took you 12 lines. You could be able to say that in 4 lines.
Damn. Y'all notice the way you got your word structure on the back of Liquid Swords, too? The song titles?
Right.
That's really creative.
Thank you. That was something we thought of after we finished the album. But it's just about being creative. I mean, it takes me a while to write sometimes because I'm always reconsidering words, changes. I go line for line. That's what I try to do. Every time I write, I try to go line for line, or I strive to make one. It's a puzzle to me. It's a puzzle. That's how I write. Everything is a puzzle. This has to fit here. That has to fit there. I'm not shortchanging myself. I'm not. I mean, if I look back to Words from a Genius or some of the stuff that I did 10 years ago, I mean, I could look at it now and be like, I could have polished that up better because I'm better as time go on. But I was good for that time. And I was probably advanced for that time. And nowadays, I feel the same way when writing. When I just strive, you know, it's just certain things I'm not going to do. Certain slang I'm not using when it's ran in the hole. You're never going to hear me talk about cheddar as money or cheese. Like when the word cheddar came out, people ran that so much in the hole, it was provolone, lots of matzo. Yeah, they had all these. Cheddar was represented money.
Yeah, that's
so MCs just took it to a whole nother level, like mozzarella. Lots of matzo and provolone and cheddar and Swiss, or even hearing lines like that. I'll shoot you up like Swiss, you know.
Yeah.
Hold you up like Swiss cheese.
So what other words on your do not rhyme list? Anything particular?
I mean, I use just about every word. If I use cheddar, I'm talking about cheddar. I'm not gonna use it as much. I'm not gonna refer to it as money.
Okay.
I use. If I'm gonna use slang, I'd rather use old slang like dough, cash. It's plain and simple. It's a lot stronger. Depending on how you use it in a sentence, I use the word money. It doesn't matter.
I like how on the other joint though, in the new one, he was like patriotic hustles that kill for presidents. That shit's I like that. That's
conceal the truth, but can't hide the evidence. That's a lot of cats nowadays. They conceal the truth, but they can't hide the evidence. They always get caught some kind of way. There's even lines, and not to take, because a lot of MCs use lines like this, but it's something you never would have heard me say, like, you could catch me or you could find me. You could find me in the VIP. You could catch me. You can see me on a... Not to knock those, because a lot of cats use that. I'm not knocking, because, you know, some brothers may read the article and think I'm getting at them. I'm not getting at you. Because hundreds of MCs use that. You know, that's real simple and plain for me. You could find me on the tour bus. You could see me with the Cristal. There's just certain things I don't do. I don't talk about clothes. You know, I say this in mostly all interviews, so some people might get tired of reading or hearing about it, but I don't rhyme about clothes. Because in my writing, it's unnecessary. If I speak about your jacket, it's his jacket. His jacket fell off. His jacket. I don't gotta tell you the name. He shot up his Pelly.
Right.
You know. His chin. How many people use chinchilla in the rap? Come on, man. Knock it off. So it depends on how you use it. Because a lot of people might use it, and then some might have it in a slick way. But I mean, once I heard it 15 times, come on. I don't got to talk about chinchilla. I speak about another fur. I speak about it in a whole different way. I just say fur.
Right.
It's simple and plain, and it could come off a lot stronger depending on how you use it in a sentence. You know, it's fur, it's coat, his vehicle. I say vehicle, his car. I don't gotta say his. You know, it all depends. If I might use it to rhyme, like when we did me and Dirty did I'll Grab the Mic and I Damage Him.
Mm-hmm.
When he says, start stepping to your raggedy ass Jetta. See, that's different.
Mm-hmm.
But it all depends on the word. Like, I might take the word, I might use the word Nova, but I'll be talking about a star.
Right.
The average MC will be talking about a car.
Right.
If he used the word Nova. And that's the difference. Being able to incorporate. That's the thing about MCing. Because there's many things to write about. That's why I don't understand why if so many MCs talk about the same shit.
Yeah, definitely.
The same hood. I mean, just like I said on the Master Killer song, I said, Life in the Hood is an award-winning film lived out by savages who can't escape the realm. You know, award-winning in their eyes because this is all they talk about.
Right.
And it's never, I mean, but if you take a song like the one you just flashed me back on when I said it's Patriotic Hustlers that killed, it's still in the hood. It's still in the streets. I come from a place where they say death comes too soon. You know?
Right.
On the block where the hoods dance to a different tune. Every night, every day, hotels are foul play. It turns fatal in this hostile land of AK. It's more visual.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, yo, son, they was holding the block down. He hit him in the front of the store. He was slinging keys.
Right.
A lot of MCs think if it's something that's real bloody, it's so visual. It's so real. I blew his brains out. They splashed on the back seat. That's not visual.
I just wish more cats really rhymed about what was going on. You know, like what they was really doing. You know what I mean? Like then I think I could relate more. Like if you going to school, rhyme about going to school, or like if you know what I'm saying, if you struggling like working the 9 to 5, like nobody even talks about shit like that. I don't know.
It's not hard, yo.
You know what it is?
It's
just that most cats say they rhyme about what they live, but it's boring. Most of it is boring. Because we all know people from the hood. We all know people, if you're from the hood, you know somebody that either murdered somebody, you know people that got murdered, you know guys that hustle on great levels. We all know someone, and we all could tell a story. Most people think their life is a story. How many people you know be talking about, I'm going to write a book about my life? Because we all feel, right? We all feel that way.
Yeah.
He on the nose with that one.
But it's how you put it. It's how you word it. It's how you write your story. What's going to make it interesting? What's going to make your story different from all the other cats that hustled on the block, sold drugs, you know, got into the business, turned their money to some clean, you know.
Right.
What's going to make it more different? So it's not only about what you lived. You should be able to use your imagination. You should be able to create stories and bring people into a world of yours.
Right.
But make it believable. There's nothing wrong. You know, a lot of times I make up stuff, but I blend it in with stuff that really happened and bring the best of both those worlds together and make it believable. And that's what a lot of artists is not doing because they want to tell their story. They want to write about what they're living, what they've seen, what they witnessed, and not really write about what they think. It's okay to think. There's so many things to write about and incorporate in the world. There's so many. Some people can be stuck on it. It's like I could probably write a rhyme about being in the elevator and it'd be interesting.
Right.
You know, like how many people could make a movie? You know, it's like can you imagine watching a movie that takes place in one room, but it keeps you the whole time?
Right.
There's nothing boring about it. It's always something going on, and you like stuck. You like, wow. It's crazy, you know? And artists don't really have that in them.
Yeah,
a lot of them.
I mean, the thing is like, you know, we came up, we wasn't like straight with the beginning of hip-hop, but, you know, we was around for the Canes and the Rakim and everything, so it's like, I mean, I see the hip-hop, like, landscape, and it's like, I know what's going on, but for whatever reason, it's still, and me and Marcus were talking about this earlier, it was like, it still strikes me like, damn, what happened? Like, how did it get, like, so whack? And he was like, he wondered if cats today are going to really look back and say, yo, this is like when hip-hop used to be tight. And maybe if it was like, you know, more of like a generational thing, you know what I mean? Like, maybe they think it's tight, and then later on they're going to feel like, But I don't know. To me, it seemed like the skills are just eroded, man. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
nowadays, because nowadays it seems like it's cool to be dumb.
Yeah, but
and MCs was a whole lot more lyrical. Then, like those brothers you mentioned, the eras you grew, I mean, Rakim had some of the hardest. How can you have stuff so hard and so commercial?
Right.
That's what
MCing.
That's what
really
MCing is about.
Yeah.
Being so hard, but at the same time so commercial. Not being so commercial and watered down or gimmicky.
Right. I guess that's really what getting, you know?
He was rhyming.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But it was so, come on, he didn't use profanity.
Right.
He didn't, and I don't think he did it like on a Will Smith level, like, oh, I don't curse.
Right,
you know,
right.
Will stress that. I mean, I don't use profanity either, really. I haven't on the last few albums. Maybe I might say one or two words that you can censor, but it's not in my writing. It just don't come out like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but it still has that hard aura, that hard vibe. Kane was, you know, he was doing lyrical songs that was hard and commercial. And a lot of cats from that era were very lyrical. Very lyrical. I mean, you could name at least 10 MCs in one period that were all lyrical, all different.
That's what I was gonna say. Different styles. That's what.
All different. You name, and that was in the spotlight all at the same time.
Right.
Name 10 now that's in the spotlight. Most of it is similar.
Right.
A lot of stuff they playing somebody sounds like this person. Everyone is following. Everyone is biting. No one is really writing anything lyrical, profound.
Right.
You're giving titles to MCs as the greatest, and they weren't really lyrically skilled like that.
Right.
You know, come on now.
Yeah, I think that's really what kills me too. Is like, I guess, seeing how like the dopest artists were like out in the forefront, and now you can find dope artists, but you're gonna have to search mad hard to try to find them.
I used to walk all over the town back in the days. We used to battle cats on some lyrical stuff. We used to walk. I mean, I said it on the song I did off the last album called Autobio. That was my like introduction into hip hop.
Right.
Where it started, how me and RZA used to go to the Bronx. You know, like I said, me and RZA made trips to the BX, a mass of ferocious MCs, a town of T-Rex. Giants in every way, rap flows for every day. We knew we would get a reward with a price to pay. Then I say, the basic training was beyond entertaining. Just the cadence of a verbal expression, self-explaining. I wore my boots out from constant walks across the borough. That was our history. And we used to challenge brothers, but we kept it lyrically sharp. You know, we kept it lyrically sharp. We challenged the best. We walked all around. We kept it respectful, on a respectful level. Battling was on a respectful level. It was just about verbal skills. It wasn't about blowing or smashing the cat out. It's just MCs just don't have it nowadays. I mean, I listen to a lot of songs I hear sound like they off the head. It just be like, here I am doing the interview, asking me a question, don't know who, and I'm and I'm sitting in my crib inside my son's bedroom, ladies on the front. You know what? Come on. That's how most rap sound nowadays.
Yeah, dude.
It sounds ridiculous. That's why I said half these rap lyrics ain't thought provoked. There's just a lot of beef until they get caught and smoked. See, that's a metaphor. You said, because I said it's a lot of beef until they get caught and smoked.
Right.
You smoke beef. Then I said, but the problem is never cured. Like you got cured pork, cured beef. Because that's how I write.
The cats ain't even thinking like that no more.
Yeah, they not thinking. They not putting their mind in shit.
Where you get I was gonna say, where you get your inspiration from to really to get some of your ideas? Like, what are some of the things you read? I heard you watch a lot of like the History Channel or like Learning Channel, something like that.
Yeah, I watch a lot of that. I think a lot of cats. I mean, first of all, it got to be in you, but I think a lot of MCs should watch more stuff where you can learn from and expand and expand your mind.
Mm-hmm.
You're not expanding. You're talking the same. I mean, I got a demo from a kid the other day.
Mm.
He's talking the same shit on every track. Y'all don't want it. Y'all don't want it. But he was beefing from, you know, every track was, and we sling those things, and we bag those things.
Right.
That's not the visualness.
Right. I said that about, we were talking about the cats, like how Houston is coming back right now. And I feel like some of these cats could rhyme. Like, I feel like Slim Thug could rhyme. And I listened to the album, and it's like, yo, by the fourth track, you're like, son, you're really saying the same shit, like, over and over again.
Right.
You know?
It's like a repeat.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I mean, they use the same slang. Like, it's just like, candy paint, trunk waving.
Yeah, I know.
Like, damn, yo.
They were killing me with that candy paint.
Candy paint. Everything is candy paint, man. Like, by the fifth song, you're like,
yeah.
all right, yo. It's just like, wow. You know, even cats who can rhyme, it's just,
yeah.
they're not even
trying. They don't really, some of them don't probably really know. You just got to tap into your brain, you know? Like, I'll use the word, like, pyroclastic flow. That's how I describe my flow. Now, most artists talk about their rap flow.
Mm-hmm.
I said a pyroclastic flow. A pyroclastic flow is something that's sparked from a volcano eruption. That is called the pyroclastic flow. It moves tremendously fast, and it's just hot fire, rocks, everything and it just burns everything it touches, turns it to ash right away. That's how I describe my flow. As far as slang, if you want to come with certain slang, but normally I don't try to make up words. I use regular words. I mean, Rakim had a song one time. He says, "I'm the creator of the alphabet. Let's communicate. When I translate the situation straight, no dictionaries necessary to use. Big words do nothing but confuse and lose." You know, simple, killing them though.
Right.
Simple, killing them. You don't even got to rhyme against a cat.
Right.
This is how you use your words. It's how you. See, I get, as far as inspiration, I get inspiration from many things. Because I'm like one in tune with nature to a degree. I love the way things look, trees, the colors. You know, I love how the universe works. I love water. You know, I'm attracted to these, you know, these certain things, so I can incorporate them in my rhyme without actually talking about it. The universe in that sense. You know, like I have a rhyme, I say, my universe, it runs like clockworks forever. My words are pulled together, sudden change in the weather. The nature and the scale of events don't make sense. A storm with no warning, you're drawn in by immense gravity that's gone mad, clouds of dust and debris, moving at colossal speeds, they crush an MC. Since this rap region is heavily packed with stars, internal mirror telescope, notice the gods. From far away, we blink as a light that strobe with great distance of space between precise globes that travel in a circular order like the tape in your cassette recorder, filled with corporate slaughter. So I'm able to watch a program about the universe and still incorporate it into MCing. Without actually saying, oh, well, Mars is here and Venus is here.
Right.
Because it's not about being preachy or trying to come off like a teacher, but it's being able to incorporate stuff into the rhyme and incorporate whatever. You know, on the Move Banger 101 song, I said, my two advanced digi-stairs, it made the CD enhance. I move with the speed and strength of ants. People sleep on ants.
Right, yeah.
No one would even think about you. Ants are little than, ant is nothing.
Right.
Ant carries 100 times its weight.
Yeah.
You know, move at the speed of a human moving 100 miles an hour.
Right.
Moving armies. You know? So I'm able to incorporate these. I'm able to watch something and get a whole lot from it. You know, I could speak about water, but it's not just being water. I could go into it without coming off as a scientist, coming off dirty. Because I never come off like that. But at the same time, I want to entertain and still be able for you to listen to something and hear it over and over and always catch something new. Always catch something new in the writing. and that's how it should be.
What are some stuff that you have like watched where like maybe some stuff you've seen recently that you kind of thinking like, damn, that would be kind of nice to try to incorporate that into a verse or a song or something like that. Like what kind of stuff you be watching that you think you might see in the future verse?
Everything. Every day is something. It all depends. Every day. Sometimes it's a phrase. Sometimes it's an action of someone. Sometimes it's a story. It all depends. I mean, when I wrote the Killer Hill song, Killer Hill 10304, I was watching something about Pablo Escobar.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
I think we both saw the same thing.
I mean, I have a few tapes.
Oh, okay.
You know, I have these DVDs called Lords of the Mafia, where they go into Colombia, in Mexico. Real, they was really getting it. But you would never know I was talking about him because I didn't mention his name. I just created a story and I put part of this street level. What made me write that song because I wanted to show these cats that talk all this gangster stuff. This is the real level of getting it. So I put lines in there like he playing bombs and bottles of champagne.
Yeah, that's my shit. Pop the cork, lost half they free. That's the
yeah. See, that was part of my imagination because he never did that in his story.
Right.
That was something like I said. I usually incorporate my imagination and then part of other stuff. But then other things that I took that he was doing was where I said the sharpshooters hit the prosecutors, the judges are sent photographs of these wives taking baths along because that's what he was doing. He was sending judges photographs of their wives taking baths with a briefcase filled with 1.5. That's the level of hustling. Like, if you want to talk about hustling, put it on a real high, unique level of getting it, not just on the street. Because you're hearing everything. Like, there's not too many street songs about hustling and getting down that can really match with the Killer Hill song.
Right.
As far as on that level. You understand? I said his man who brought land from Tony Stark's while we were contracting bricklaying jobs in city parks. You know? Like on a construction level, but still using bricks as a metaphor. Because most cats refer to bricks as kilos.
Right. Damn.
So I said, while we were contracting bricklaying jobs in city parks, he's a loan shark. Interest rates are grand to a finger. Like, or whatever grand over, they took a finger. But it was a run-on sentence because I said his interest rates are grand to a finger in the garment districts. Like he had a finger in the garment district and got it sewn like Singers. Singers is a well-known sewing machine.
Right.
So it's all in a metaphorical way.
Damn, I had to listen to that shit again, yeah, because that's like one of my favorite songs on there.
You know, and it's just how I incorporate it. You know, I said. They say his pirate limp gave him away as the feds rushed him. Because I'm talking about, I said, this ex-worker tried to smuggle a half a key, and his left leg even underwent surgery. They say his pirate limp gave him away as the feds rushed him coming through U.S. Customs.
Right.
Then I go on, because he got caught. I said, now look who's on the witness stand singing. A well-known soprano, a smash hit from Sammy Gravano. You know, I used the word soprano 4 or 5 years before that show even came on HBO.
Right.
You know? So it was like foreseeing stuff, but still being ahead with things. But that was something actually I saw on another program about this kid trying to cut his leg open, smuggle stuff in that way. Cut his leg open, he put like a half a brick.
Wow.
And his leg stitched it back up, but his pirate limp gave him away. He was limping.
Was this in America?
Well, he tried to smuggle it from another country.
Damn! That's gangster.
So things like that. There's many ways to just tell a great story. Tell a great story. It doesn't have to have a lot of killing or a lot of murder, but it's just certain twist and plot inside the story to have you like, whoa, raise the hair on your skin. You know how you watch a movie or something that's so chilling. It don't have to be spooky.
Right.
A lot of artists get the wrong idea. One time we had horrorcore.
Oh, yeah,
they say the Grave Diggers started that.
Yeah.
But now a lot of cats is like, trying to boo you, scare you in that way.
Mm-hmm.
And some MCs think they got to talk a lot of murder stuff. It's just about creating an interesting story. And that's the thing. When you said, why don't people, if you go to school, talk about school, they don't know how to do it.
Mm.
They don't know how to talk about school and make it interesting. See, we always did that. We was young. That's why Dirty had the rhyme. He says, approach my school 9:30, I'm late. But the time doesn't have me disillusioned with the date. Get to your class, walk to your chair, drop in your seat, and impatiently stare at the teacher, the board, students who were blocking you, lean back on a girl that was clocking you, you know?
Right.
That rhyme was written in 84.
Right.
He used it in 95.
Damn.
Because his flow was so incredible and his style, he was able to do that. You know, half those, even routines like When the MCs Came, we wrote that in the 80s.
Really?
Damn.
Not the rhyme, the hook.
Right.
Though.
Oh, okay.
You know? It took a little bit of stuff from the past and incorporated it in the future. Sometimes we recycle stuff. We recycle it over and over and just use it for the right time. But it's just about just using it for the right moment. It all depends on how you write it, man. Writing is not a problem for me because I sit down, I could take the time. I know I could tell an interesting story without going into details. If you listen to Exploitation of Mistakes, you know, when I heard the beat, I knew where I was going. I knew it was a story off top. See, usually when I hear a beat, I know where to take it. And when I heard that, I knew it was a story. I knew it was some type of murder mystery, something. I didn't know exactly what I was going to talk about. Then the first thing that came to my head was two individuals found in a lake inside a vehicle. One had his foot on the brake. And then you weave the tale. The windows were fully up and the doors was locked. The news made the headline and the town was shocked. The driver was clutching a can of high C. His jacket was tied to a nearby tree. So I'll draw you in. I don't got to tell you everything. Just from you like, damn, his jacket tied to a tree. They up under, you know. You bugging now.
Right.
So I'm drawing you in. I don't got to give you details because we trying to solve a mystery here. I just give you clues. And that's how it is with rhyming. I just give you clues. I don't got to. It's just, if I was a flossy cat, I'll blow half these cats out talking all this material shit. But I'm not like that. They don't understand that. There's ways to say a rhyme. There's ways to kick a rhyme. And I can be inside a Bentley, but you won't know I'm in a Bentley. You might think I'm in a fly-ass apartment because the way I'm describing the interior. You know? Because a Bentley is plushed out.
Yeah.
So how you deliver the words, you got to draw people in. They're not supposed to know where you at until you roll the window down. You at the drive-through at the end of the rhyme.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't got to know where you at. You can describe in carpet. You talking about carpet, but you're not talking about it in a material way. You might speak about the blunt ash that fell on the carpet. So then the listener's like, all right, there's carpet around. You might talk about the sofa. You know, something about the sofa. I threw my book on the sofa. You know, on the seat. So you know he's on a plush seat. He got carpet. Just certain things. The curtains. You know, some Maybachs or them expensive cars got curtains. So you have a person thinking you're in an apartment. But all the while you're in a vehicle, but they don't know. That's how writing should be. Well, you don't know where a person is at. You don't gotta be straight out telling them like, oh, you know, I'm in my Audi.
Right.
I'm in my Benz 600. So it's all in the writing, man. But most writers ain't gonna take the time to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know, you was like you was mentioning ODB, and on the joint you got with Muggs, I saw you got the joint All In Together now, like, you know, like a dedication to Old Dirty, and it's like that seemed like that's the first that I've heard like a dedication from like the Wu camp. You know what I mean? Like, what did it mean for you to like write that and like really put it out there, and like, you know, what does his loss overall mean to like the clan?
Well, his loss was a devastating blow. It was a shock to myself as well as the clan, I'm sure. You know, it was a good brother. We got a lot of history, memories of rhyming. First time I ever went to the studio was in 1984. It was me and Dirty recording a song together, so it was definitely a shock. And actually, we did a dedication song, a clan song. I think it was supposed to come out on his album on Rockefeller. And I don't even know if they used it, but that was one song. But that was after I did this song. Actually, this song, All In Together, that song was written for Dirty way before he passed. You know? I wrote that rhyme for him.
Oh, okay.
Way before. Thank you. Maybe about a year or two before he passed. Like a year before he passed. And only thing I did after he passed, every word that he was saying I just changed to he. Because now it's me talking about him and not him talking about himself.
Right.
So originally it was like, I got my hands in everything, including some pussy from the Brazilian wax to the uncombed bushy. I was in King State Psychiatric. They tried to put a code on my brain till I cracked it. And then I just changed, the words from I and me and my to he and him and his. So that's how that was written for him.
Oh, okay.
So I couldn't let it go to waste. I felt it would be good to do it and dedicate it to him. Just do and it's one of those songs where the reason why I wrote that, because the state he was in at the time, being in and out, locked up, and, being in the mental, the psycho ward and all that, he was, as far as Dirt was somewhere else by the time he passed. He was really somewhere else. And as far as his state, I heard some of the songs he was doing. I'm pretty sure he might have had people writing. As far as lyrically, it wasn't what it should have been. As far as our history, you know that. You probably heard the last few joints people put out with him, and it was like, so I was writing and I was trying to get with him. One time I called him because I heard some of the stuff he was doing. I was like, whoever's writing that shit is bullshit.
Right.
It's not you. Because I called him and I said, yo, I got some songs. And he said, you got me some party shit? And I was like, fuck that party shit. But that's probably where they was trying to get him in that direction. Right. Some of the songs I heard, he was talking about champagne and clubbing. And, he did love the party. But I said, Dirt, that's not you. I know you better than anybody as far as MCing.
Right.
And people want to hear you talk about you, your experiences. You the type of nigga that was saying, I came up my mama's pussy, I'm on welfare. 26 years old, still. That's what they want to hear. They don't want to hear no, in the back of the club, VIP, bubbling, Cristal popping.
Yeah.
Don't try to fuck with these times. Don't try to blend in with this shit. This thing, you have a story to tell. And it was easy for me to incorporate because, I visited him a few times. I knew what he was going through, and I know him. So that song was perfect for him. And I wrote a few others for him also that I haven't used yet. But they weren't, it wasn't like a dedication song.
Right.
It wasn't, and what makes this song different, like, because I'm really speaking about him. It's me talking about him. It's like I'm almost jumped inside his body. And it's not one of those songs where, a lot of dedication songs is like, I remember when we first did this. And it's so simple. Not to knock that, but most dedication songs, like, I remember when we first battled. And I don't talk about it in that sense. I say, I just go to the scene. I just go to the scene, or I just go for the moment. You understand? Even in the third verse, I said, that's why the judge took a look at he and threw the book at thee. The sentencing would have made the average crook happy. That's him talking. They put me in a box. I was wrapped like a gift in a straight jacket. Watch my 2 work the shift. They gave him no phone calls. I saw no sunlight. I was like Billy the Kid in my last gunfight. My days became weeks. My week became months. I carved the calendar on a cell wall with my fronts. My food was pushed in on the tray as it was shoved through the cell by hands covered with latex gloves. Them cooks in the kitchen had laced my drinks. Them wild-ass physicians, they was off the brinks. I got visit from strings who came in with ink blocks, moving with their own plot, but the dirt, I think not. That's him.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't any problem for me to write anything for him. Anything, because it's just like him. We writing together, but I knew it was needed at the time. And, you know, he was speeding, he was running around. He wanted to get an album out. You know, he was over at The Rock, and they didn't know.
Right.
They wouldn't know. They wouldn't know him like I did, and I don't know. Maybe they was looking for party shit, because a lot of times, instead of letting him be himself, they probably was looking for shit that was going to bang in the clubs and
Right.
all that shit you do when you chasing stuff. Fuck chasing shit. I'm not going to ever chase anything. If I put out a song and it happens to be a club banger, then it's a club banger. Because of the beat. I don't have to be... A lot of artists think if you get a club beat, you automatically got to be in the club on it when you rhyming.
Right.
It's just so... I mean, you listen to the songs I grew up with from the 70s, the soul shit. We used to have songs that had messages that was dance tracks, man.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no doubt.
It didn't matter. You be dancing, but the song is a message.
Right.
McFadden and Whitehead.
Yeah. Come on, ain't no stopping us now.
Yep. I caught on to that.
I Love Music by the OJs.
Yep. Love Train.
Love Train, Teddy Pendergrass, Bad Luck, all that crazy shit, up tempo. But songs that had meaning, lyrics, verses. It was just different. And I'll be, because that's all I listen to, really. I don't really listen to hip-hop nowadays. I mean, I always listen to old stuff. I listen to old school hip-hop.
Right.
Well, should I say classical? I don't want to say old school. But I listen to the classical shit. And mainly, I mean, I just came off the road, and I was driving from state to state. I was in the West. And then some towns you go, you know, radio, you can't even get radio driving through the mountains.
Right.
Not getting anything.
Not that you want to get that anyway.
But country. Which was good. I listen to country music. I like country music.
Word?
Of course. I mean, lyrically, come on. Great stories, man. Great.
Yo, while you said that, we may as well say I like Toby Keith and shit, you know, since we're talking about it.
Tequila make her clothes fall off?
You the only brother, hold up, time out. You the only brother on this edge of the earth on the East Coast that said something about that. I can only talk with white boys about that, for real.
Oh, come on, man. That song is banging.
While we talking about that, I mean...
And it's true. I mean, in some cases, that's probably true. Like, you know, tequila, and that's probably a subtext to... The clothes was probably more like a subtext to drawers. Tequila make her drawers come off.
Yep.
You know? Well-written song, though. I'm right, man. I appreciate all kind of music. I love all kind of music. Especially, I'm not crazy about the instrumental parts of country.
Yeah, I know.
But lyrically, there's a lot of good shit out there, man. It's a lot of good stuff out there. When I heard that song, this is my first time hearing that song out on the road. I was like, oh shit, he killing it.
Yep.
He's really killing it, man. I mean, it's a lot of songs. I can't name like the artists and all that, but I check out country music, man. And lyrically, real strong stuff. Stuff from the 70s, even the 60s, and stuff that I got put onto in the 70s. You know, a lot of the Beatles stuff, Otis Redding, Sam Cooke's. That's my favorite music, really. I love hip-hop. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I've been rhyming before hip-hop was on wax. It started with Mother Goose nursery rhymes for me. When I was 8 and 9, I knew damn near every one of them. So I used to change those words around, put them in my own words. So I was rhyming then. I was rhyming right around the time hip-hop started, as far as with the nursery rhymes. And then I didn't start officially writing rhymes until like 77, 76. But a good song with some lyrics
You all
and the
about
words, yeah, man, good vibe, a good feeling. There's nothing greater than that, man. Music, I just get swamped from whether it's instrumentals. I mean, I like a lot of jazz instrumentals. I like some blues. I like pop. I like pop, depending on what it is. A good song is a good song. I like country, R&B. Very little R&B nowadays. I like soul from the 70s. R&B
Yeah, me too.
R&B is watered down like hip-hop. Like,
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
you ain't talking about, R&B artists is talking about the same bullshit. Or either they trying to talk some thug shit and sing it.
Yeah, he's
even
right.
Even with the females, either they trying to kick slang and sing it, and it's not really coming off. It's not, because no one is really writing from the heart. No one is writing from the heart. Like, it's hard. It's hard for an artist to, like we were saying, it's hard for a motherfucker to rhyme about school
Mm.
and make it interesting. It's not hard for me to do that. You know, it's not hard. I'm able to incorporate anything. That's what I speak about. I mean, Queen's Gambit. Come on, all the NFL teams. But that's a story. It's about a female. Even without using the teams, it's an interesting story. But it's about a female, and it's not a stretch. Because, you know, some guys, you need to talk about girls, do songs for girls. You know, a lot of artists just change up. They start following what's out there. Yo, we need songs for bitches. Bitches buy songs.
Right.
And it wasn't that for me. I just thought of an interesting story and thought of a way to incorporate the teams. So I started, she dated Jolly Green Giants that flew on jets. You know? And the way I weaved it, you know, she loved stuffed animals, especially bears. She was a role model like a cardinal to her peers. A patriotic tomboy like Mary Ellen from the Walton. Former lifeguard, had the skills of a dolphin. When I met her, she was in drama school and wore bangles, drove a Bronco. And she was far from star-spangled. You know? Had basic skills, worked part-time in mills. She raised buffaloes, plus she was behind in bills. Tight story. You understand? All the way through, it's grabbing you. Her man always roared like lions. A domestic violent cat who tackled a girl and kept her crying. He couldn't care. She was losing her hair from depression. She was in the air. There was room for interceptions. I told her to stay strong, not to be ashamed. You're a 10 IC. Just need to tighten your game. All through it. But I'm not a sports person at all. I don't even follow football.
Yeah, we was talking about that earlier.
I don't follow football, basketball, maybe the Super Bowl or the championship or the World Series, but I'm able to incorporate all that stuff into a story just from knowing just a little bit of it.
Right. Yeah, you seem like I could see you like just walking down the street and just like come up with like a whole shit based on that. You definitely seem like I don't know. You can make a rhyme about anything if you're around somebody long enough.
Yeah, yeah, and not make it gimmicky.
Right.
Because people do it all the time. Like, you know, that's the case. I would have had 50 songs like that. I'd have been, I'm going to do a song about cars. And incorporate all these cars. But it's how you do it. See, you couldn't really do it with cars. See, the way I was able to do it with publicity, with the magazines, and fame with the names, because I had to use names that were also like verbs. They were also like action words. So, like Larry's bird flew out of Nicolas Cage, where I don't have to separate the name. I didn't have to say Larry was chilling out with his bird.
Right.
That's the real corny way. Or I met Tyra when she was walking to the bank. That's how most artists would do it. The average artist would do it like that. I just said, Tyra banked the money that Shaka Khan for. You know, Alicia keyed his car for giving Melba more. For the red fox she bought off the block but thought twice. Deborah cocks the gun that she beat Kelly's price. You know what I'm saying? Rosa parks the truck on a farm in Kim Fields. Linda Tripp trying to walk in Lauren Hills.
Oh, shit.
Water dripped out of Farrah's faucet in the glass, and she was slide and Curtis May fill her ass. Chris Tucker to a show. Ted Turner to a hoe. It's simple. was just crafted. But it's songs that you gotta listen to over and over. You know. She used Bernie's Mac to search Veronica's web. You understand? So it's all in the writing, but that's simple. That's simple for me. That way you're not catching everything I'm throwing. They shared the same bowl. He caught Natalie's cold. You know? The producer threw the butter on Esther's roll.
Oh.
You know, I'm like that lyrically. That's why I said songs like that get overlooked. When you just want to talk about songs of the year and rhymes, I don't even think half these cats can catch stuff like that. You know?
Yeah, that does take a while. Because you got to listen to it a few times to be able to catch some shit.
So it's about just taking the names and crafting them and putting them in the right form. But it's simple for me. Because once I think of something, I can rhyme to it without being extra with it. Without actually just like you take the song where I said, I run on the track like Jesse Owens. I broke the record flowing without any knowing that my wordplay won a 400-meter relay. It's on once I grab the baton from my DJ. Simple. But I don't have, it's in a visual way. I don't have to be like, go into all details. The guy had the gun in the air. He blasted a shot. They took off from the starting line. It's not about that. It's just about incorporating. I said a wireless nigga who sprint off the gun sound. I even incorporated wireless and sprint.
Right. Do you feel? Do you take? Like, I know cats had to come up to you random times at shows and just tell you stuff about, like, how your rhymes or whatever have impacted their lives. Like, you get pleasure out of some dude being like, yo, like, I just caught, like, some rhyme you said, like, in, like, 96. You know what I mean? Like, did that, like, really kind of feel like, you know, like, you feel like you did your thing with the writing or what?
Of course. I mean, I hear that all the time. That's the thing that makes, because sometimes it could be discouraging to some MCs. Because I always hear. I mean, I had a cousin just call me after hearing the Grandmasters album. He said, yo, man, it's just messed up. You ain't getting what's due to you. This and that. And, yo, you real ill, man. You ain't getting what's right. And then I have people come up to me and they all the time tell me, you inspired me. I mean, I just was on the road, and I was getting gifts on the regular. Like, the guy had a snowboard with my face painted on it.
What?
Beautiful portrait. Nice portrait. Like, actual portrait. And then another show, a guy had a portrait of me painted on a no parking sign, an actual no parking sign, painted over it, my face and all of that. You know, and then I went to another show, and girl baked the cake, a jizza cake, the G and all of that.
Damn.
Like on some Liquid Swords anniversary.
Right.
And then, you know, these people were like, yo, you inspired me so much to do what you do. I hear it all the time, so it makes me feel good that I know I'm doing the right thing when I take the time to sit down and do what I do. I mean, I ran into well-known people, comedians, that you wouldn't take. You know, you think of them as jokes and all that. Who told me like, yo, Liquid Swords is like my top 5.
Damn.
Well, it depends. I ran into a brother one time. He asked me first question. He said, yo, do you read astronomical books? I said, nah. I don't read astronomical books at all. He says, well, you said from dark matter to the big crunch. You know, that's from when it was all darkness to the Big Bang Theory.
Right.
But it was that one line. I just said, from dark matter to the big crunch. The vocals came in a bunch without one punch. Because a lot of artists punch. See, so that's a metaphor. Because I said, from dark matter to the big crunch, the vocals came in a bunch without one punch. Like the planets came in a bunch, and the stars also. But I said the vocals came in a bunch without one punch. Because usually artists I know artists that go in and punch on every line. They say a line, they hold that, and they say the next line. I don't do that. I go in and go through the whole verse. So he was asking me about the astronomical level, because it seemed like I was reading a lot of astronomical books.
Right.
But I wasn't. I don't read a lot. But I like to scan through a lot of information, and I take certain things from here to there, and I incorporate it.
Huh. I would think that you were like definitely a big time avid reader too, like especially appreciating the writing level. I would see you just like being captivated by some book or a story or some shit.
No, I mean, I am captivated by certain stories, whether it depends on what it is.
Uh-huh.
But I don't read like that. I rather